This past year, or 6 months really, I've done a really good job.
Yeah.
I want to be more specific. I've done really good broad, and I want it to be channeled into exactly what I want in a very clear way. I want bigger things for myself.
All right, now how's this? It's all right, because what's been happening as this has been going on, you're more in that place. So do you believe that she can proceed as she is without wobbling? What's your sense?
Probably not.
All right, let's find out.
Okay. I've found a wonderful community of creative, talented people. I have found people who inspire me. All
right, now the momentum's sort of petering out, isn't it? She's being so careful about her words. We've made her a little self-conscious. But wouldn't it serve her to start in a more general place and work herself up? You see how you tend to jump in and use words that you're not really feeling? It sounds good to others, unless they're these others who are vibrationally astute. So start in a more secure vibrational place, if you will. Are you understanding that it's not setting yourself back to start in a place of stability? It's just making certain what comes next. She's not going backwards. She sort of felt a little disappointed that we wanted her to start back in a place of a little more stability. Have you ever watched the wire worker? He does not bolt like that. He centers himself before he gets onto that wire. He doesn't just come leapfrogging from somewhere and just bound up onto it and all excited about everything. He centers himself and makes sure that he's ready for what comes next. Yeah.
All right. I feel that I am centered. And I feel...
And I know it because...
And I know it because when I am in a state of creativity, I know that I am in my vortex. I know that I am where I feel
So
wonderful.
I have been in a creative state enough to know that I can get there readily and easily. And I don't have to start back at the beginning per se. Are you aware that your creativity always starts slower and builds momentum?
In what sense?
In every sense.
Okay.
Your creativity always starts slowly, because you don't just wake up in full speed of creativity. You wake up in alignment, but the thoughts that come next, it's always a building process. Oh, let's talk about that for a moment. Momentum is something that is always recurring. Ooh. Really, Abraham? So when I slumbered, all momentum stopped. Yeah? And now it's starting again. But can't I pick it up where I left off yesterday? If you're absolutely certain that where you left it off yesterday is exactly where you want to be. But even then, your momentum subsided while you slumbered. So is there any downside? This is what we're asking you all. Is there any downside to starting slower and easier? And if you feel a downside, what is it? Don't want to admit that I've slowed down. Well, do you really want to run at a fever pitch all the time? Or is it nice to start in momentum that has no wobble, that's slower in intensity?
Yeah.
And isn't it the absence of the wobble that really matters, not the intensity of the momentum? This is big. This is big. The absence of the wobble is what matters most. So you want to start in a place that you're secure about. And then law of attraction, and certainly in this environment, it will build quickly right to where you want it to be. Now, it might sound like this was a sort of momentum buster because she really came with momentum. But there's never any downside to being sure. There's never any downside to being sure. That's why meditating every day serves you. It stops the momentum and gives you an opportunity to start it the way you mean to. Yeah.
Okay.
And when you meditate and you stop thought or you clear thought, what is the experience of meditation? It's the manifestation of emotion, and it's the feeling of love and well-being, and it is slow easy, easy momentum. And then you apply it to the specifics of what matters to you, and it increases. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I building.
I'm good at what I do, and I
I'm good at what I
understand
do.
creativity,
I
and I
understand.
so love to create. I love creative juices flowing. I love the momentum of creative juices flowing. I'm really good at this. I find this place every time I deliberately create. And there is no question in my mind that I am the receiver of broader perspective through my creative process. I can feel that I am flowing broader perspective into the specifics of what matters to me. And here and now, I acknowledge that there are geniuses of prosperity that are abounding and who are aware of me, who have been aware of what I've put into my vortex relative to prosperity, who are queued up and ready to yield to me.
It's perfect.
I love knowing that all of that is in place, and I love knowing that I know the process for receiving it. I don't have to figure this out, just knowing that it is there and that I will figure it out. In the same way that I don't try to mentally direct my own creativity, I accept my creativity as a receiving of broader and combined co-creative perspective, and I accept that prosperity creating is the same thing. There are geniuses of prosperity. There are masters of the universe. There are those that understand commerce. There are those that understand marketing. There are those who understand everything that matters to me in the presentation of that which I am to the world. I seek their guidance, and I stand in readiness to receive the clarity that they offer me step by step by step by step by step. I trust that I'm in good hands, that the prosperity gods are with me. We think this is a particularly good time to bring this segment to a close. You're doing extremely well, aren't you?
Yes.
And now it's time for even more fun.